Good evening, everyone. My name is Asmita. For today's date is 10 January 2022, and my today's topic is exception handling. First of all, we see the exception. Exception is a problem that arises during the execution of program. Whenever we are exception is occur, the normal flow of program is disturbed and the program terminated abnormally, which is not recommended. Which is uh, These exceptions are to be handled. This the exception handling in Java, one of the powerful mechanism to handle the runtime errors so that the normal flow of application can be maintained. The Java exception, its type different between check and uncheck exception. What is Let's see about the exception in Java. Exception is an abnormal condition. Exception in is an event that disrupts the normal flow of program object which is thrown at a runtime. Whenever, for example, whenever we are dividing two number, whenever we are dividing two number, the first number divided by 0, the exception is thrown by the compiler, means JVM. Then the exception is come. Whenever exception is come, we can the after that condition, the program will be stopped or terminated abnormally. Then the whenever we are write that condition in try, and the catch, we are displaying that result in catch. The exception handle by using in Java try and catch method. Exception handling is a mechanism to handle runtime error such as class not found exception, IO exception, SQL exception, remote exception, etc. There are some advantages of exception handling. The exception handle is to maintain normal flow of the application. Exception normally disturb the normal flow of the application. Need to handle the flow of application in Java. Mm, the difference between throw and throws a keyword. What are the 4 rules of exception handling with the method of overriding? The hierarchy of exception handling. Type of Java exception. There are mainly 2 types of exception: check and uncheck. An error is considered as an uncheck exception. There are 3 types of exception. First is a check exception, second is a uncheck exception, third is a error. Hierarchy exception handling. First, let's say the first check exception. Class that directly inherit throwable class except runtime exception and error are known as check exception. For example, IO exception, SQL exception, check exception are checked at the compile time. Uncheck exception. The classes that inherit runtime exception are known as uncheck exception. For example, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, etc. Uncheck exception are not checked at the compile time, but they are checked runtime. Error uncoverable. Some example of errors are assertion error, out of memory error, virtual machine error. The Java exception keyword is provide a 5 keyword to use to handle the exception. First is a try, catch, finally, throw and throws. The try keyword use specify block where should be exception code. It means we cannot use try block alone. The try block must be follow The catch or finally. Catch block is used to handle the exception. This is all about the exception handling in Java. Thank you.